Hello, my name is DC Surface, and I want to welcome you back to Airplane Partnerships Group. This is the YouTube channel where we hopefully can educate you on partnerships, airplane partnerships, and make you more aware of things that you should look out for and things that are benefits to you. And one of the things that I want to talk to you today about is potentially pooling your resources with other partners to give you better access to more complex airplanes. We'll put it that way. It doesn't have to be a complex airplane, but let's just say maybe a better aircraft. Now, one of the things that I want to kind of warn you about is don't overreach your qualifications here. Meaning, everybody loves that A36 Bonanza and stuff, but if you don't have the proper hours. You don't have an instrument rating. You don't have all the things that you need to get into an airplane like that, or a Cirrus or something else out there. Then, by all means, please be patient and do your time, get your ratings, stay proficient, and then start looking for something that might be a better airplane than what you currently have. I highly recommend if you're starting off just to stay for a very simple airplane to learn in, to build hours in, and to make sure that you're progressing along. And the cool thing about this is you may already be in a partnership. For instance, you may be in a partnership in a Cessna 172 with three or four, five, six other partners. All of you are progressing along pretty much at the same pace. You're building hours, you're getting proficient, you're getting your instrument rating, you're doing all the things you need to do to be able to do long cross countries or whatever it is you want to do, fly for business, fly for whatever. Um, you need to make sure that, the beauty of that is that the group may now decide that, hey, instead of this Cherokee 140 or this Cherokee 180 or this Cessna 172, we would like to step it up a little bit. And this has been my experience. I actually was in a partnership with two other guys. There was three of us all together. We had a Cherokee 180. We were all relatively the same in experience and hours and things like that. And we decided we wanted a better traveling machine, a little bit faster machine, a little bit more payload. So we ended up selling the Cherokee 180 and bought into Cessna 206. And I can assure you that this Cessna 206, I would have never owned this plane on my own. It was just too expensive at that particular time for me to buy it outright and to own it and then to maintain it. So it was a blessing to have two other great partners in that we could split the duties up, like I've talked about before. We could also split the cost and made this airplane just a lot more affordable. But like I said, let's back up a little bit. So if you're brand new to this, again, I encourage you to sit down and figure out what is your mission? What are you trying to accomplish with the airplane? It's going to be two different airplanes if you're just trying to get up and fly around the pattern or fly local, fly maybe on the weekends, things of that nature, never going on long trips, not flying for business purposes or whatever the case may be. Um, the airplane's going to be a little bit different. And then when you progress along and you decide that, hey, I would like to do cross country trips. That's my primary mission with this airplane. And then all of a sudden it may be my primary mission with this airplane is to carry more payload. And of course, then that's going to require a different type of airplane. So as you go along and you get into your first partnership. Um, I just hope that's one of the best experiences that you have. And then you are into this thing a couple years, whatever the case may be, and all the partners decide that, hey, let's move up. Then that's where a huge benefit of being in a partnership is because now you've just opened up a whole new world to you that you may not be able to get a better aircraft without these other partners. Because there's going to be a lot more expense involved in the more complex airplanes that you have. So you want to, first of all, have the experience in managing an airplane. You want to have the experience in being in a partnership and knowing what that's all about. So that kind of takes care of all the maintenance issues, who's going to do what, the finance issues, who's going to do what, your annuals, your ADs, everything that goes along with owning an airplane. You've already got experience managing this thing because it will get a little bit more complex as you um, get into more complex airplanes. So just keep that in mind. But just please be patient. The time will come, the deals will come, and you'll know when it's the right time for you to step up. I see a lot of guys they let their ego get in the way a little bit from the standpoint of, hey, that Mooney just looks so cool, and it has retractable gear. It has all the stuff that I'm really looking for. It goes fast, but at the end of the day, you may only have a couple hundred hours, and I can assure you, at that particular point in time, that is not the right airplane for you. Um, so just be patient. Those deals will come, and you can set your sights because if you're like me, your mission's going to change a little bit. When we had the Cessna 206, it had a lot more payload and stuff, and then after a couple years of that, just found out it's primarily me and my wife flying somewhere all the time, and we just kind of like this no longer fit our mission because I really didn't need that much airplane for her and I just to go on uh, trips. And I say local trips. We live north of Atlanta. We fly down to Central Florida a lot and things like that. So it just didn't need that kind of airplane, that kind of payload. Would have been nice to have a faster airplane, but a nice four-seater that went fast and was fuel efficient, i.e., like a Mooney or something like that, would have been really nice to have. But again, this is just a big benefit of airplane partnerships. And hopefully, the big benefit here is that you and your other partners that you have on an airplane can move up. And if that's not the case, that's fine. If your mission's changed and you want to get into a bigger and better uh, airplane, a lot of times that's not available at the field that you're operating out of. So um, you have that to contend with, trying to find that particular airplane. If you're around a little bit bigger city, it seems to be a little bit easier to do that. But then again, you kind of just know the airports that you want to stay flying in and out of, and they're going to be more local, so you're not traveling, an hour, 2 hours by car just to get to the airport to go flying. So you got to take that into consideration as well. But but like I said, just pay attention to your mission. Make sure that you understand and know how to manage an airplane. You make sure you understand all the dynamics of a partnership and stuff before you start, talking about moving up into a complex airplane. And then when you even move up into a complex airplane, you want to talk to your insurance company and everybody else to make sure that you can get into that airplane without too much and without too much expense and without too much uh, requirements and things like that to get into it. For instance, if you're going from a Cessna 172 to A36 Bonanza or something, there's going to be some requirements in there. So just make sure that you understand what they are. And then there's going to be some requirements from the partnership too to be in that, as far as, maybe everybody has to have an instrument rating. Everybody has to stay so proficient. You might have to beef up your maintenance reserves and things like that a little bit more with it. So anyway, with that being said, I hope this helps you out. Just as a reminder, we're going to be down at Sun and Fun. That's first part of April, and we're actually going to do a forum down there on airplane partnerships. It's starting on, we're doing it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 11 o'clock. in the building that does all the forms. If you've been to Sun and Fun before, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, I certainly would encourage you to come on down. Sun and Fun's the springtime air show. It's a lot of fun. It's big. A lot of vendors there, a lot of airplanes, a lot of cool air shows and stuff like that going on, and a lot of education and stuff as well. So we're going to be there. And we also look forward, we're going to have a book coming out on airplane partnerships. That'll be out before we actually go down to Sun and Fun. So we'll put more information out on that. And like always, if you want any more information, you can just simply email us at airplanepartnershipsgroup@gmail.com, and we'll be more than glad to answer any questions or send you some information or anything like that. So with that being said, I'm going to close it out and just wish and say, may you have blue skies and smooth winds ahead. May your altitude always be as high as your spirits and your landings as perfect as your takeoffs. I wish you safe travels, and we'll talk to you next time. Thank you.